We're going to talk about Moremi Game Reserve, but first, there's an elephant over here somewhere. It's a wild elephant. That's exciting. Welcome to Africa.
If you have never done a self-drive safari, Moremi is a great place to start, and it's fairly easy to get around and has plenty of game as it's right next to the Okavango Delta. This video will give you some insight into what the experience could be like if you're doing this for the first time.
I will talk about Moremi Game Reserve from my perspective, and hopefully that will give you a good idea what it's like to get here, what animals you can expect to see here, what it's like to drive around here, and some tips and tricks for you at the end of the video. So if you haven't done any self-drives or been to Moremi or both, this video could be a good start for you. I've had some fantastic experiences here, and this time has been no different. Just look at this picture of a lion I took 2 days ago. Fantastic. Okay, getting there is very easy from Maun. Takes about 2 to 3 hours depending on how good or bad the roads are. After you have passed Shorobe, you will go on the gravel road, and those roads can be it's not the best. That's how it is here in Botswana, but it's also the charm of it, in my opinion. Then you will continue on this gravel road until you hit the buffalo fence. That's where you need to step out of the car and maybe walk across some things that they pause. That was a terrible attempt at explaining how this control post for foot and mouth disease works. But basically you have to get out of the car and step in some disinfectant with your shoes, and also have the tires of your car sprayed with this disinfectant. This is to prevent an eventual spreading of foot and mouth disease from the wild animal population over to the domestic animal population. When you've done that, you're good to go. Right, now let's get back to the bush.
After a few kilometers you take a left and follow the signs to Moremi and South Gate.
So when you reach South Gate, you have to pay your park fee and you have to pay a vehicle fee. Me, by myself, with a rental car, that's 170 pula, which is about $15, and that's for the day trip, not included with the campsite. So the campsites are not included, so you need to think about that as well if you want to camp here. But I'll get back to that at the end of the video, what it actually costs, the different campsites or the different campsites I use. So when you reach South Gate, you can take a left, and then you can do the full loop around and go get up to North Gate. But remember that Moremi is quite big. It is easy to get lost if you don't have a map. Also get back to that later in the video. So have that in mind when you drive around. It's easier to take the cut line and go straight to the North Gate. They have a few nice loops you can drive around there as well. I prefer to go north directly, so I just take the cut line, go straight up to the North Gate, and they have some nice loops there that you can drive around. But if you want to take left and go to Kini Lagoons, you can go to Black Pools. They have some nice sightings there as well, or the potential is great. Okay, so what can you expect in terms of what game they have here? They have all the big five in Moremi. I've seen 4 of the big 5. I haven't seen a rhino here, but they are here somewhere. I've had some really nice lion encounters, and the picture from 2 days ago was just spectacular. That was a male and a female, like a mating couple. And this morning I saw 4 other lions on that loop close to North Gate. Plenty of places you can drive around and experience here in Moremi. And let's talk about driving around here. Now it is the rainy season, and we received quite heavy rains and thunderstorms last night, so it pulls up. Like when you drive here, you have to expect some puddles, and some of those puddles can be devious. So I recommend that if you're uncertain about this rainfall and these pools of water, just go out of the car and check. Well, don't go in the river. If you can clearly see that this water is part of the river, don't go in there because crocodiles. But it's good to drive around here. It can be sandy when it's dry, in the dry season, so you have to have a strong 4x4, or at least that is recommended. 4x4 is mandatory, but a strong 4x4, you won't get stuck that easy. Let's check my notes here. The landscape here is beautiful, and you can have everything from the like a forestry kind of landscape to very dry with a lot of dead trees. I passed through that area just now. This is in Mokhoto, which is slightly north of Moremi Game Reserve, but I just call it the same thing. Khwai is also a separate thing to Moremi, but yeah, I call Mokhoto, Khwai and Moremi Game Reserve, it's basically the same because you can go in and out. The only difference is that if you go to Khwai and you want to go into Moremi, you have to pay the park fee if you haven't done that already. So, campsites. North and South Gate, they have campsites. If you're a foreigner, it will set you back $50 for a patch of dirt, but you have access to ablution centers that has running water and flushing toilets, so you can have a shower after a long hot day of game driving. So that's the benefit, but I think, yeah, $50 is quite steep. It is. It's better up here in Mokhoto. It will set you back around $30, like 350 pula. That's the local currency here in Botswana, pula. So that's better. And this is also very wild, more wild. Now there's hardly anybody here because well, this stupid virus, and it's also low season just before Christmas. You just won't have many people around at that time. I suspect that this will pick up when, yeah, closer to Christmas. Let me check on that elephant. Still there on the exact same spot. Enjoying his grass. Okay, some useful tips for you if you're still thinking that, oh, it's scary to go on self-drive safaris, or I don't know how to do it, what if I get lost, etc, etc. Moremi is good in that sense that there are people most likely every day will come by on the main roads. So if you get stuck or if the car stops, that has happened to me quite a few times in my years in Africa. It is not a problem, so you need not worry. A very good app for you, it's called Maps.me. There you can download the Botswana part or the Botswana maps, all the Botswana maps, and they have roads and paths and dirt roads and everything in all the parks in Botswana. At least all the parks I've visited, from Moremi to Naipan to Kgalagadi to Kalahari and lots of other places. It's a very good app. Also at the gate, some of the places here you can buy a booklet, like an illustrated booklet of the area. They're also quite detailed and very informative with nice graphics and all that jazz. So those two in combination will make sure that you won't get lost. And just watch out for those puddles. Watch out when you are crossing the river. If the tide, or not the tide, but if the water level is high, don't do it. Don't take that chance. Especially if you are by yourself a lot, like I normally do when I go on self-drive safari, because I want to do my photography. And I want to, you know, have the luxury of being patient if I find something interesting. Okay, that's very, very short and sweet about Moremi. Well, one more tip actually. If you want to get the nicest sightings around here, try and stop the guided tours. Like just take your arm out the window and do like this, like stop, like this, and talk to the guide. Just try and befriend the guides, as many as you can. That's what I do, and they normally have some very good and useful tips for you about sightings, like where did they see game last, etc, etc. It's getting dark here now, and I need to adjust this. So that's a very good idea. I know quite a few guides here, and they've always given me sound good advice, and sometimes even helped me when I'm stuck with the car. So you see, there's not a problem at all. You will be quite safe here in Moremi Game Reserve, and I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please leave a like. Do like this, hit this thumbs up, that really helps this channel. It helps what I do. Also, if you found this video helpful, please do leave a like this. Yes, let me see, can we focus? Is it? No, yes, focusing. Yeah, fantastic, good job. Justice. Also subscribe to my channel, that really helps. It helps me make more and better content for you, and I really appreciate that. Right, if there's anything you think I forgot about Moremi Game Reserve, self-drive, whatever, please leave a comment below and I shall get back to you as soon as I can. Also, one more time, do subscribe. Appreciate it. Right, that's it from Moremi Game Reserve. Now I'm going to have a look at that elephant again, and I will see you in the next video about self-driving and places. Probably Noipan, maybe Central Kalahari. I don't know yet, but I'll make sure to make a video about that as well, with some nice photos and what it's like to drive there. Yeah, film the whole thing, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.